This video could actually be summarized in one sentence, but since YouTube doesn't like that format, it's presenting you with the most cringeworthy TF2 YouTubers who tried to expose me. You know, I'm not a zookeeper, and I can't handle monkeys, so let it be from monkey number 1. Unfortunately, only a screenshot remains, but I'll try to give you a quick overview. 04 was playing with 02, and as usual, he was destroying everything alive, and this guy recorded how he killed Pocket once. I'm talking about it in the third person, because I didn't play TF2 back then. So, roughly speaking, that's T95 lore for you. The next monkey is much funnier, from his name to his erection, pardon the reaction. Oh! Roughly speaking, this guy was watching and writing crap for about 6 months during 04. And ending with this bullshit. But now you're going to learn about the most cringeworthy YouTuber. You shouldn't make videos like this even on hard drugs. These videos are worse than mine. Meet Malatos. Malatos is one of the most cringeworthy TF2 YouTubers I've ever seen, from his channel description to his first videos. And ending with his exposure of me. So Malatos started with Genshin Impact? No commentary here. Genshin Impact is f***ing and life is strange. Huh? 100%. I don't want to delve into this crap any further, but if your most popular video is brain rot, that says a lot about your channel. Let's move on to the interesting stuff. All this cringeworthy content with stolen previews, I'm sorry I can't watch it. I've chosen the most interesting for you. And the most cringeworthy.
You've probably already faced that situation. You aim at someone, somehow you shot miss. That's anti-aim.
How to spot anti-aim in TF2. You know, as soon as you play the video, you immediately hear the awesome music, louder than his voice. While it doesn't really affect when you're recording gameplay, but you're creating conversational content, it hits the ears. And secondly, that Mexican accent. God, how it hits your ears. It's simply impossible to listen to, and without subtitles, it's impossible to understand what he's saying. Let's get to the video itself, and oh. He's seriously going to spend 9 minutes explaining how to detect anti-aim. Detect anti-aim again. It feels like this video was made by a complete autist. Oh wait.
Guess food. Today, I will try to explain to you what anti-aim really is, the flavor you would meet in casual, how to properly spot them, and how to potentially win against it.
Well, let's find out how to detect cheaters, but wait. Well, seriously didn't cut the pause. Fuck, how much do you have to give a shit not to even cut that? You, no Minecraft Let's Plays with unregistered Hypercam 3 have more effort than your videos. The second thing you've already noticed is the discrepancy between the words and the gameplay. What does Jump_Academy and cheaters have to do with this? It's like I am gonna say how I hate furries and put furry animation.
Two most easiest ones are just to go on Sniper and to go on Spy. Sniper for just trying to land headshots because usually it will be that region will be messed with, so the cheater doesn't get headshots, and the Spy just for the anti-backstab because it's pretty blatant when you know what to look for. Now, there is no real counter to an anti-aim. Like, it's basically like wanting to counter an ESP. It's not really a thing who exists. Nonetheless, there is ways to mitigate the impact of anti-aim.
What did I just listen to? How am I supposed to detect cheaters when you say things like that? And what kind of stream of consciousness is this? Why don't the words match the video? Are you saying your pyro is a cheater? Can the audio please match the picture? Anyway, I'll save you some time. It basically explains in a quick and easy format what cheats exist for TF2, and as usual, the gameplay doesn't fucking match the picture. The next video, oh no, I'll save that for later. This video describes you as a person perfectly.
While I was playing Gaseous, a guy named Sensu, obviously you shot at you and you are really nice and it was very fun to introduce you. I just thought I didn't discuss you. I bumped into that guy in the team. Introduction name and when translated you have. Wow, crazy isn't it? I'm afraid of women. Well, I guess you're also afraid of learning how to play the game.
Are you afraid to study SFM and make your own previews? At least study Vegas so the fucking sound doesn't hurt your ears. Malatos kills the pseudo-cheater. Why I call him a pseudo-cheater, you'll understand later. So, the pseudo-cheater kills their demoman. And there's nothing out of the ordinary here. But the next seconds will shock you. Again, the pseudo-cheater runs straight to the balcony, while Malatos is sweating like crazy, and from your own footage, it's fucking obvious he's not even trying to kill you with his pref. You were perfectly audible from below, and I, for one, wouldn't risk going out onto the balcony. Cheaters don't behave like that. It would seem like at least something. But there are a ton of buts in this clip. 1. If this clip takes place after the sniper respawns, then the sniper thought you'd sit there and watch his spawn. That's why he decided to charge up and give you -150. 2. Malatos moves like a bot. You can see that in his own video, where he doesn't even How did you know where he was? Because the sound is cut out for some reason. You're clearly running there and where he is. Maybe you decided to turn on cheats and have IHWH? Okay, that's for the viewers to figure out. I'm not even going to comment on that. It's just ridiculous. You're playing a full stack against a newbie whom you accused of cheating simply because you're a dumb, clumsy idiot who stupidly wastes 4 rockets. Do you know the outcome of that video? Malatos simply killed the newbie whom he accused of cheating for fun. Now remember that video about how to detect if he can detect cheaters. After watching a video like that, where a person clearly lies, would you believe he can detect cheaters? Well, here's the last video, before my expose. Well, let's reinforce our knowledge of how to detect cheaters. Wait. That's his path. I'd even say his main.
Before we start, here's a quick disclaimer. This video is about my personal method of identifying a potential cheaters in TF2. It's not flawless, it's not bulletproof, but it's a system that works for me after over 7,000 hours in TF2, and probably just 5k of them to fight cheaters in 2 shots. None of the method I will show are proof by themselves that someone is a cheater. A weekly could just be some mercenary, a private profile just someone who wants to protect their privacy, and a community ban could just be years old or even unjust. We never know what happens. But by collecting multiple clues through the gameplay behavior of the person, the Steam profile investigations, and maybe checking via some community tools, I can usually spot some.
Oh, you're the guy who falsely accused someone of cheating, and you're talking complete bullshit. Can you spot the cheater? Let's skip most of the video, it's just the basics.
So next up will be the Steam profile. And it will be to try to see some patterns into the Steam profile. First, I will just start to check the amount of hours in TF2. Someone with under 100 hours who never miss a headshot will be obviously much of a flag. You will also check the other games, because let's say you have 1,000 hours in TF2 but 5,000 hours in CSGO. Okay, in that case, it does make sense that it's good with its gun weapons. Then I will also read the comments. So if multiple people are calling them out for cheating, I will just take notice, especially if it's recent and from different players. And the third thing I will check on the Steam profile will be the friend list, if it's open.
Before guessing based on his Steam profile, let me blast most of the said. A game ban isn't an argument these days. For example, I got a game ban for spamming N-words in voice chat. Does that make me a racist? Yes. No, I'm not a cheater. The argument about people's opinions. Do I need to add that the TF2 fan base is made up of low-skill kids who whine about everything? Why should their opinions matter, if they can even be called? It can't be taken into account.
I will check if they're friends with players that I already know to be banned, or to be vagged or confirmed cheaters. And if so, like, the pictures start to slowly get clearer.
Oh, wait, vorobey uses cheats because he has people. Even the cheat developer is on the Discord server. Wow, thanks, Malatos. I'll go make a video about why vorobey is a cheater. But seriously, that's complete nonsense. Just because you have cheaters as friends and you just message them/chat with them doesn't mean you're going to play HVH with them. That's not an argument. Next comes the supposed exposure of the cheater. Boring crap, skip it. And finally, what we're all here for. The exposure of me.
Some players are not necessarily famous, but they leave a mark on TF2 and on the people around them. Ashwin was one of those players. You can ask anyone who played with him, and they will tell you that he was the kind of players who made TF2 feel like home. It was kind, it was fun, it was always a blast to play with him. A few months ago, Ashwin died of a disease.
Why are you crying over this cheap drama? I understand you're Mexican and that drama is a special focus for you, especially in the country. But don't turn a TF2 video into Santa Barbara.
We decided to all pay respect to him, all pay respect to such kind person because he was one of the nicest guys I met in about 10 to 12 years of TF2.
Comparing Rick May, a real man, a man who lived his life, a man who truly deserves respect, a man who sold the world, to some pony who gooned into a jar and cheated in TF2, that requires a lot of intelligence. Let's skip the fluff and begin. Did Ashwin deserve to? Yes, for all the deception, hypocrisy, closet cheating. And after everything he said about me, why shouldn't I be happy about it? I'm asking seriously. But did Ashwin really die? I think not. After Ashwin's supposed death, all his items magically disappeared. Now let me give you a situation. You're a father, your son died, and you tell his community about it. Would you touch what was dear to him? What he loved? What he lived for? If you answered yes, then congratulations, you're Ashwin's father. But my opinion is that he decided to leave Team Fortress 2 like Sketchek, you know when Sketchek died.
5 seconds into the video and he had me cheating. Yeah, good job. But hey, maybe it was just too much bait. And maybe I will not find.
He seriously censored my coolest and most awesome Discord server on planet Earth where anarchy and freedom of speech reigns. Link in the description. And to censor something like that, that's how insecure you have to be.
If I that's fine. But hey, maybe it was just some luck. I suppose we are just at 2 instances of cheating. Maybe, just some luck. Let's go further.
Well, you get it, I'm using WH. I need to explain why, which is good since you're a 2-Fort amoeba. Let me explain. I thought the scout would go for a medkit, so I started shooting with my pref.
Interesting primo soldiers that you didn't hurt actually.
I won't comment on that. The soldier literally landed on sticky pads. Whom did I not hear? Good question.
Very interesting, considering Subaru was not pushing you, and Susan soldier retreat away.
What an idiot you are. It's obvious I'm using 1 to 2 stickies just for the sake of stick jumping. Oh my god, this is just pipe spam. Not to mention the argument about the door being broken by the fact that a soldier somehow got behind me.
Now that one might be a bit weird, but yeah, he had no reason to go back to spawn, and yet look at that.
I understand you're a retarded amoeba, judging by your speech. I decided to change my stance because a regular demon has no chance against a demonite. Even my reaction proves it. I didn't expect to see him myself. Initially, my plan was to camp 2 doors at once, but I saw a sniper and realized the enemies might figure out they were being camped. Otherwise, I'd just get shot. I decided to leave the stickies and listen carefully to see if anyone would emerge from spawn. At first you can hear the sound from the left spawn, and only then from the right one, where I detonated the stickies.
Now the last instance I found for that first video is him charging at the scout, while not seeing him, so basically he charged a random corridor, and magically a scout was there. Yeah, with all the previous evidence we can tell that
is basically wall high.
No, what's up?
I refuse to believe this was recorded seriously. It can't be called wall hack, because I wouldn't be accused of a pyro that literally came out a second ago. This take makes no sense, because if I had wall hack, I would not have charged but walked back.
Well, that's interesting. It's as if you had something to be afraid of, something you wanted to hide. Surely if you are legit and not cheating, you would be actually happy to know that Valve is actually banning bots and cheaters. And yet you choose to hide. Nah, it must be just a coincidence. Let's just go further into the video, shall we?
Я начал чвякать, хуякать, блядь, откуда ты знаешь, получилось или нет, блядь?
Why are you forgetting the word toxic if that's why I got banned? Why am I so unhappy? Those who want to cheat can cheat without a problem. After all, TF2 is a free game. Since I hate and despise these community, these stupid eaters, it's logical that they would abuse the system by throwing reports for no reason. So, when this system went public, my homies and I decided to test it out. The results were unpleasantly surprising. We killed the account after 300 reports in 500 hours. We then did it on a custom server to avoid logging into Valve's server. Sometime later, 2 weeks to be exact, when I decided to play on this account, after just a couple of casual games, I magically got banned. This made us realize that the system wasn't being used by a human, as they would have banned me 2 weeks earlier. As for my ban, it was definitely a human who banned me, as I was banned literally 2 or 3 hours after my performance with voice.
There is nothing much to say on that one, just it's a crit hack if targeted on Ashwind.
Wow, why are you ignoring Ashwin's crit? That definitely wasn't covering for your friend. Regarding that crit, since I shot the Demoman, I increased my chance of a crit.
Now that one is a bit more interesting because we have a backtrack weapon twice. One on the Scout, and one on the Soldier.
I won't say anything, they exposed it for me on the vorobey Discord.
In that case we have three things interesting. The first one is Amplifier on the Soldier, as if he barely seeing the Amplifier. The second one is swapping to his shotgun for the heavy while he had no clue that he was pushing. And finally, we can clearly see him snapping on the pyro at the end. So yeah, it's some good sense of angles and blood.
Wait, I killed everyone on the right. Why would I check the right corner when I should logically check the center? And I noticed my reaction time is much faster than usual. It's clear that I'm baying forward, seeing a soldier, retreating back, and only then firing. Where's the WH? So, in his opinion, I'm using a smooth aimbot or aim assist. By the way, a silent aimbot doesn't work that way. But that's easily undermined by the fact that my camera would be shaking like crazy. And here I am, at the point where 3 people are dead, and I still survived. But since we're dealing with Taco Bell...
You saw the snap? No? Okay, wait, let me slow it down. A snap, the water ball, and a crit hack. Here we can see his camera shaking when he fights Ashwin, which is usually a result of him fighting the Youngbot. On the second clip we can see him tracking perfectly the barrel to the ball.
Let me explain for the ignorant, aka Malatos. The reason for the snap is that it's clearly established that someone is coming down the stairs. Since I'm playing with headphones, I can hear very well. I decided to fire a pref and finish them off with a shotgun, but I got lucky with a crit.
If you see what is a cheat or not, I will let you start one last clip. He was fine and got 2 crits back to back. In theory, it is possible, but the pistol on the first fire is not that SMG, not that medium, and not that shot. So the gunfire continues crit with it. During 3 seconds, you have 1 instance of crit, and eventually you can have if you're very lucky on the one. But considering what we saw before, I think it's more of a cheat than being lucky, you know?
That's the best argument. I think he's cheating. And I think you should block your internet access and ban him from posting videos online, and also equate it with the torture of units. Because such stupid videos are perfectly acceptable for torture.
When you see this content on YouTube, you would imagine that he is someone who does the same type of content as I do. That it would be someone who would try to help others, to expose cheaters, to teach them some way to counter cheats. But in reality,
my main question isn't just for Malatos, but for those who think like him. Where did you get that from? No, I'm asking seriously. I've never positioned myself as a hero or anything like that. My videos begin with very pleasant words, if I may say so.
He tricks you with anti-OBS filter used by cheat software to hide the cheats and make it look legit.
Regarding anti-OBS, let's start with the fact that I'm banned from LMAObox. Don't ask, I can't tell you why. That argument is already irrelevant. And there's a video on the channel where I have Steam overlay enabled, but of course I use the WX. That's ironic, by the way. Why are you coming? It's okay to watch TF2 videos, you don't come here to watch me scroll through music or chat with someone. And objectively, you shouldn't care what I do there. I create content, you receive it.
he manipulates you to make you think he's a good player.
Excuse me? What? This guy is going to tell you who's a bad player and who's not? Your ego is bigger than mine. Now that's what I call a TF2.
When you get called by people, when you get exposed...
For Obi's video, that was the best advertisement. Besides, the video is 70% fanfiction and lies, and it's not about me, it's about O4. That's why I'm waiting for you, for Obi, to make the second part of your awesome stories.
He tried to flip the table. He tried to make himself look like the victim, make himself look like the person who is hurt, who is damaged by that.
What the heck? Where did I say that? No, seriously, can I have some kind of proof where I said something like, I'm a victim or something like that? I don't need the opinions of stupid people. I live by a simple principle, either you're with me, or you're against me. It's simple, those who oppose me run to complain, create fan accounts, or, like Malatos, make interesting videos like these.
One good way to see that is his TV story profile. On his current account where he's playing a game where I spot him, we can see that he deleted 787 comments from his profile, which is a crazy amount of comments to delete.
I didn't do this because I used to love writing nasty things about people on Steam profiles, and it came back to me in the form of community bans. Example, 52 weeks of community bans on my main account, then a permanent ban, which, thankfully, I lifted. Then comes a day of bans for very kind words. And apparently because of these kind words on my profile, Steam support decided to delete all my comments with one click. That's the whole story. I'd go crazy deleting 750.
Like someone who is nice, who is trustable, and honestly, no.
Where did you get that from? Who told you that? What are you talking about? I've never said anything like that. Some of my videos literally start with things that would get me cancelled. But I don't care what public opinion thinks. I do what I want, how I want, and for my own sadistic pleasure. Whether you believe me or not won't change the fact that I do what I do. I don't care what public opinion thinks. I've hated, hate, and will continue to hate this community. So, in essence, you admit that you made up arguments out of thin air, simply because you were offended that I laughed at the death like you, because likes are drawn to likes.
Because that guy is a psychological and manipulative liar who uses others to try to benefit himself.
Write in the comments what benefit I got from all this. I'm curious to know myself.
He used the death of Ashwin to try to promote his video. That's just fucked up.
Well, first of all, thank God, and I hope he's doing well in hell. Secondly, there's no 100% proof he's dead, since the items magically disappeared from his inventory, but videos are still appearing on his channel.
And he will probably use that video to try to discredit me too, because yeah, he don't like the fact that, oh no, I spot him and I tend to have a good memory of cheaters when I play with them on so it's very easy to recognize and to kick.
I'll tell you honestly, I didn't want to make this video because repeating and listening to the same thing over and over again is really boring. Well, let me tell you something. I was playing on 2 Fort, with an unbanned account at the time, and the game ended. He, Malatos, and his friends joined in, and he started whining about me in chat. That's the whole story. At most, I left a joke comment, and I kind of forgot about him. If someone hadn't sent me this video, of course, I wouldn't have even remembered him. I deliberately included this part of the video. Kind people. Aren't these the same kind people who wanted me banned? Aren't these the same kind people who blatantly lied? Aren't these the same people who ultimately wished me? So, they can do it, but I can't. This is some kind of double standards. Oh wait. I'll say it again, I'm not trying to convert anyone. I don't care about public opinion, as I said above.
And yeah, I guess that's the end of the video.
Thank God this crap is over. Now you know how not to expose someone. Some kind of vorobey exposing video. And you know, when I watched this video, I wanted to talk to him. I was curious to ask him a question personally, but he dropped out of the conversation. It's one thing to kill newbies, and another to be held accountable for your actions. He's taking a cue from the vorobey, who at most talks about me behind my back. Anyway, I hope no one watched this far, and I can say this with a clear conscience. If you get 50 likes, and I hope you never do, I'll release a second part where I'll watch all of his videos and take you through the circles of hell based on this channel. Mulatto.
Your life literally is as valuable as a summer ant.
Then never make TF2 videos again. It's just not your thing, and your videos are useless anyway.